Okay, now help me welcome to the podium Aron McDonald and Jason Getz for this year's Community Support Grants presentations.
Ooh.
Thank you, President Kelly. I'm certainly here on behalf of the Community Support Grants Committee. Jason isn't going to come up here, but he really did the lion's share of the work this year, getting applications out to all of the grant recipients, reviewing those and getting them posted on a Google Drive for all of us to review and score. We had great participation this year from our committee, Dolly Albers, Katie Neidetter, Don Schaefer, Jeffrey Allen, Tom Simpson, Gary Stella, Andrea Tortora, Clay Eunice, Jason Mott, Jason Getz, and myself. We had 30 applications we reviewed this year, totaling $215,000 in grant requests. We have today our 2 grant recipients selected by unanimous vote, and so we're really pleased and proud today to present those awards to you today, so you can learn a little bit more about what those dollars are going to support. We had a total of $12,000 to award. Again, this year, a lot of that money comes from all of you, whether it's you're leaving early with a scooter button or you're buying raffle tickets. It all goes to towards these awards. So without further ado, I'd like to invite first up to the podium, Kathy Cobb. Kathy Cobb is the program coordinator for the Glen Christian Church Snack Pack program.
Well, certainly the church and all of the community members, community collaborators want to thank you for your very generous gift to Snack Pack. On your tables is a little bit of a handout that talks about the church. We're at the corner of Atlantic and Republic on the East Bluff, about a block and a half from Glen Oak Park and about 3 blocks from Glen Oak School. Traditionally, we say now, did anyone go to Glen Oak School or to Woodruff that's in the audience today? Anybody a Woodruff or Glen Oak alum? Do we see somebody waving? Oh, there's a gentleman there. 2 or 3. Oh, there's folks who are just very shy. So. Glen Oak Christian Church is 98 years old. We've had a long history of neighborhood and community outreach, from a nursery school, a tutoring program, a community meal, a house rehab, and for the last 10 years, we've done a weekend snack pack program. We were talking at our table, it started out 10 years ago, and no one really knew that there were hungry people or hungry children at schools. There was an article in the Journal Star that said they were doing the snack pack thing in Woodford County. We networked with that person. And one of our congregational members was the assistant principal at Glen Oak. And she said, well, you know, on Fridays, the kids seem to be taking those granola bars at breakfast and put it in their pockets. And that, of course, is against all the rules because you have to leave all the food in the room. But they just seem to be sneaking, and I'm just not quite sure. Well, they were taking those granola bars because they needed food for the weekend. So we started a program, sort of modeled it, and went to our board, which I'm sure you all have boards, and said, hey, we're going to do this participation thing. There's 900 kids at that school. We're going to send a form home. You know that we aren't going to get any response, maybe 5% will turn it in. That's 50 kids, and if we put $1 worth of food in it, it's $50. It won't be any big deal. And the board said, okay, we'll let you have that chance. Well, needless to say, we passed out the forms, and in 8 days, we had 226 kids that wanted to participate. And by the end of that first school year, we were serving over 550 students. And then with the mobility, it really was over 600 students that have been in and out of the program. We grew from Glen Oak to Valesky Hinton Early Childhood Center, then to Keller Primary, Lindbergh Middle School, Harrison Community Learning Center, and this year we've also branched out to Rolling Acres Middle School, Sterling Middle School, Charter Oak Elementary, and Richwoods High School.
Wow.
So we're currently serving 9 different schools, 1,800 weekend snack packs every week that are packed in an hour at the church from 9:30 to 10:30 on Thursday mornings. I know that you've got a full calendar. I'd encourage you to look at the handout. It tells you what all of our community collaborators are. There's different churches, different individuals, different service groups, and there's always room, as we would say, at the table for any and all of you. We would welcome you from 9:30 to 10:30 on Thursday mornings. We also are in need of folks to help deliver our snack packs. You can see our box right over there. In fact, I opened up the Richwoods box so that you can see what the sack looks like and what the box looks like. We're delivering 50 sacks to Richwoods after this meeting, and Richwoods passes them out as they identify students that are in need. The students at Keller and Glen Oak and Valeska and at Charter Oak all fill out a participation form, and their sack actually has their name on it with their teacher's name, so that that sack sends the message to those students, someone cares enough about you to pack this. Even though you may never meet them, you are still special, and we care about you. So we also set up on Wednesday mornings from 9:30 to 10:30, and then we have some other, we have an off-site satellite component, community workshop and training center on University, and they pack on Tuesdays. I encourage, if you have any questions, I can talk a lot longer. But the sheet does show you what you might want to do. There's a 3-minute video on the church's website, or if you have that piece of paper, there's a little link that you can go right to it, and it shows you in 3 minutes what snack pack is like, who's all involved. It is an opportunity for folks to be able to walk in, do a service project in an hour, and feel like they've really made a difference. We do a lot of the prep ahead, a lot of the follow-up, and we have somebody that orders all the food. I would be remiss of not recognizing Midwest Food Bank, that at one time provided us about 20% of the food. They've been able, from other grants, to be able to increase that to about 40%. Our sack includes hopefully what we would describe as a meal. Today we were packing chicken and noodle in a little can. They were packing lasagna. We used to pack ramen noodles, but during COVID that appears to be a very popular item, and we are having trouble finding ramen noodles. It might include a fruit cup, a granola bar, and sometimes it does include chips, oatmeal, those different kinds of things. We always have 4 items, and depending on what the cupboard looks like, it could possibly be 5 or 6. Your gift will help us balance out the food that Midwest Food Bank provides, because sometimes they send us a whole lot of water, which is wonderful, but we can't very well send 4 bottles of water in our bag. So sometimes we purchase to balance out, and we always purchase, we have a, so to speak, hands agreement of 20 to 25 cents per item. So we're buying that pudding in a cup, we're buying fruit cups, we're buying cheese and crackers, oatmeal, ramen noodles, sometimes hot chocolate, to balance out what they've provided. We have received some funding from Peoria Public School Foundation, in that they're out looking for folks, and we said, we can do more if you can help us. So I would certainly want to recognize their gift. And as always, the individuals make all the difference. We have several folks who hear our story, want to be involved, come and help pack, and then decide that a financial gift also is very successful. We have a budget of somewhere between $40,000 and $50,000 if we paid for all of those items. The other component, and maybe you recognize this, there are a lot of folks, especially on the East Bluff, that are unemployed or underemployed, and they visit our church frequently looking for financial support. And we have come to the agreement that if you come and, quote, work at Snack Packs, and you're a good worker, After 8 times, we'll put you on the quote snack pack payroll, and we pay you minimum wage. You come to work on time, you have good work skills, and then you get paid for your time you come. The plus there, I was sitting with the banker here. We were awed that everybody in the world doesn't have a bank account. Did you know that? Because our accountant, another favorite, said, well, I'm not writing checks. And you aren't paying them cash, are you? Oh, no, we haven't thought to do that. He says, I'll do direct deposit, which seemed great because the minister had direct deposit, the secretary had direct deposit. None of our snack pack friends had direct deposit. So we connected with our local bank and set them up with a bank account. And I guarantee you, most of them had never been in a bank, the biggest challenge was to find 2 forms of identification. And we have helped them get that state ID and something else. But to 3 or 4 of them, it's the first money that they've ever had on their own. They've had a payee, but they never had their own money. So yes, snack pack is food, but snack pack is also a huge amount of fellowship, a huge amount of networking in the community. And I would certainly invite you all to come one time, several times. How we can network together would be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Glen Oak Christian Church, the Snack Pack program, received a community support grant award of $4,000. So congratulations. Our next recipient is our own Jen Funk, representing the Wildlife Prarie Park. They received a community support grant in the amount of $8,000, and we're really excited to have her here today to talk more about that program.
Thank you. I did promise Kelly this would be the one time at the microphone this week I didn't cry. So Scott, you can hold me to it. First, I just want to say thank you to the committee. Having served on that committee for 2 years, I know it is a big, heavy lift. I know you're faced with a lot of decisions, and we are honored and excited and very proud to be one of the recipients of this year's community support grant. So many of you know Wildlife Prarie Park. Bobby and I have been here to speak before. Again, thank you so much for your support. According to the Child Mind Institute, the average American child spends only 4 to 7 minutes in unstructured outdoor time. So unstructured, not recess, it's just time on their own. However, they spend up to 7 hours in front of a screen or an electronic. So what we're hoping to do is flip that role. There are so many students here in Central Illinois who don't have access to the outdoors for a litany of reasons, from transportation to financial to just pure access. So what we are seeing is the nature deficit disorder has an incredible impact here in our own community. Well, Wildlife Prarie Park is a phenomenal place for us to flip that switch. So Youth Adventuring the Wild, we are looking to create this interactive program which has several benefits, including getting the kids moving, outdoor education, outdoor exercise, making them think in ways that don't involve screens, reducing stress, reducing fatigue, and really teaching them responsibility and volunteering. So much of what the park does, we're able to do because of over 300 volunteers that help us with our programs. We are looking to start this on a smaller scale, and we are excited to announce that we have been invited to apply for a much larger scale grant because of this grant that we were awarded today. So we are looking to pilot this with Roosevelt and Treewin schools, which is obviously our Roosevelt readers and the downtown Peoria reading school. The day will be comprised of several different elements, including a train ride on our Prairie Zephyr train, animal programs with our highly educated and highly skilled animal keepers, volunteer work, looking at hopefully doing some gardening, some work kind of in the greenscape with our 4-H garden or our butterfly garden, ride through the pasture with our adventure trek, and then obviously lunch. And there are several ways that our Rotary Club is going to be able to help with this program. Obviously, we would like all of you to be part of that day. Anyone that's a Roosevelt reader, we invite you to come be part of that day with our students. But we also have two really important partnerships which are able to make this happen. Obviously, I will give credit where credit is due. We will be getting some volunteers from downtown Rotary. I was reminded that two guests at my table are from downtown. And also, Look, It's My Book. Lynn Coleman has been incredible in helping us secure books. So that way, every student, when they leave that day, they will get a co-branded backpack. We're looking at doing kind of those sling backpacks that would obviously have the Rotary logo and the Wildlife Prarie Park logo. But in that, each student will be able to take a book home based on some sort of creature that hopefully is native to Central Illinois, but that is their reading level, and that would be their book to keep. Adrian's also going to create a project that they can take home, such as a seed ball or something like that, so they can bring nature to their own home. And then what we're most excited to offer is actually a return ticket so that they can come back to their park with their family and hopefully then continue that conversation. You know, when they get home and they're so excited, mom's like, sure, let's go to the park and see that cool black bear. So we're really excited to be able to offer that opportunity as well. So because of our partnerships and because of this club, we're really, really excited to get this started and off the ground. So thank you, friends.
Congratulations to our two recipients, and thank you both for being here today, and the rest of your team. Jen is from Wildlife Prarie Park as well. Welcome. If any of you have any input to our process or our selections, please let Jason or I know. It's, you know, we go through a fairly comprehensive process, and, you know, we look for things like support and collaboration with other community partners, and opportunities for our club to volunteer and participate in some of these projects. So we'll be bringing some of those opportunities to you soon. So thank you very much.